Ayden Gaming, one of the most fascinating historical figures to ever live. With a career spanning almost 19 decades, Ayden has found immense success. He has truly led a wild life. However, it hasn't been all roses and bajuki flowers for Mr. Ayden Gaming. There is a lingering darkness that continues to plague his life, and elements of both tragedy and mystery that have followed him throughout his many decades in the entertainment industry. So, to fully understand the twisted world of Ayden Gaming, we must first look at his origins. Ayden was born sometime within the last 14,000 years in Middlesbrough. Being one of 93,689 children, it would be fair to say Ayden didn't get a lot of attention growing up. He was not the greatest pupil at school. However, what he lacked in brains, he made up for in his raw musical talent. Before Ayden could write, read, or even walk, he could play the bass guitar, evidenced in this video, which is allegedly from his childhood days. Showing immense musical talent, Ayden pursued a career in the music industry, forming many bands throughout his life, including the Ayden Gaming Band, the Ayden Band, the Gaming Band, the Aydenites, the Ayden Gamers, the Ayden Funguloges, the Black Men, and Ayden's Rancid Gamer Piss-Drinking Barbershop Quartet. Skyrocketing to immense musical fame, Ayden found further success when, through his close friend Billy, he was introduced to Lewis Craig, who would eventually become Ayden's manager and close personal friend. Shortly after meeting Lewis, Ayden met a homeless fellow named Luke J. Agnizab, who would also become a close friend and would help Ayden produce his music. But by far the most prosperous connection Ayden would make around this time would be meeting a woman named Brenda at one of his gigs, who would later become his wife. The four of them founded Ayden Entertainment in the late 1980s, a corporation that would produce a variety of media relating to Ayden's growing empire. At the forefront of the empire was a project that had been in the works for years, a Saturday morning cartoon based around Ayden's fictional adventures with his bandmates. Thus, the Ayden Gaming Show was born. The show itself revolved around the adventures of Ayden, Brenda, and two fictional characters named Drenstar and Cumbuloge. Most of the episodes have been lost to time. However, it is a well-known fact that alongside the release of this show, a tie-in restaurant was also established, Ayden Gaming's Yummy Place. The restaurant served pizza and used animatronic versions of the characters. It was inside this restaurant that tragedy first befell the Blackman family, when a scandal would envelop the company in February of 1992, when one of the employees of the restaurant had his genitals viciously attacked and mutilated by one of the animatronics, with evidence to support the claim that Ayden and the other staff members had orchestrated this as a prank. The man, known only as Mr. Bolton, had his penis lacerated in an event that would come to be known as the Blowjob of '92. The incident garnered more controversy, as once his penis was detached from his body, a spurt of blood from his genital area blinded a woman named Wendy Gromerton, who wandered into traffic and died shortly thereafter. This was only the beginning for the controversies surrounding the restaurant. Many deaths occurred in the establishment, and Ayden, along with the other executives of his company, were convicted many times, and it would not be long until tragedy would strike the Blackman family itself, when Brenda and Ayden's 10-year-old daughter would be murdered at the restaurant by an unknown assailant. Brenda was completely distraught about this, and Ayden stepped away from the restaurant business entirely. Not because he was upset, he was just bored. He never cared about his daughter and didn't care she died, causing Brenda to resent him for it. She stayed with the restaurant, but the murders only increased. In February of 2002, the restaurant burnt down, suspected to have been destroyed by a security guard who was working there at the time. It was at this time that Lewis, Luke, and Brenda made the decision to close down Ayden Entertainment for good. Their careers were over. They stepped away from the public view and went their separate ways, only joining together occasionally to record funny FNAF gameplay videos. Then finally, in February of 2021, something happened that would forever change the course of history. The planned Ayden comeback album, I Killed My Wife and Now She's Dead, was scrapped. This was due to the events transpiring behind the scenes. It seemed Ayden was under someone's influence. Luke did not see it, and neither did Lewis, but both were quite annoyed and confused at the decision Ayden had made to cancel the album. This was highly irregular. Luke moved on quickly, but Lewis lingered for a while. He couldn't quite understand why Ayden would make this decision. Why had he decided to cancel the album now, on the brink of its success? To say this was uncharacteristic was a rash understatement, and Lewis kept investigating Ayden's dealings until finally he came across some information that shocked him to his core. Some evidence of what was really going on behind the scenes. Someone had been controlling Ayden, influencing his decisions, cursing him. But this was not the worst thing Lewis discovered. He got thinking, where was Brenda? She had not been seen in years. And that was when it hit him. Perhaps the album name wasn't just a joke after all. Outraged and determined to expose the truth, Lewis turned to social media, fabricating a story about him losing money due to the album's cancellation in an attempt to help bring to light what was really going on.
I killed my wife, and now she's dead. Those were the words he used when he reached out to me in February. He said if I could tell what transpired into a big joke, he'd pay me handsomely. Oh, it was a cover-up. He said this would make people turn a blind eye to what he did when he cancelled the album. I was the one losing out. My valiant endeavour trying to promote his work was invalidated by his cowardice. And you know what they say? A false witness will not go unpunished, nor will a lie escape. You won't escape, and you have 3 weeks and you know it. I want my money, Ayden! Where is it?
With the wheels now set in motion, Lewis prepared for the next phase of his plan. He had caught Ayden's attention, and after a 3-week grace period, the time came for immediate action.
this COVID. It just forced me to make this video, so please send help. I've been locked in here for 3 weeks.